Okay, thanks for coming out on this really cold evening, but at least it's reasonably warm in here right now. What I thought tonight, because many of you have been with me on a number of occasions, I thought I'd just show you what's new around the place in terms of being able to generate ATV, but also to generate almost anything else you might like. And the first little box that I've got up here is called a Line SDR. It's a transmitter and it's a receiver, all in the one little box. And I can put my hand on it. Oh, there it is. That's it. Very small. That little box is capable of modulating just about anything else that you would like. In particular, as far as I'm concerned, it'll modulate DVB-T, it'll modulate DVB-S, it'll modulate DVB-S2, high definition, the whole lot, all in the one little box. And you can see there that range of 10 meg to 3.5 gigs, and you get a maximum bandwidth of 30 megs, which is a lot to play with. But what I'm going to show you tonight, hopefully, is the way in which this operates as a relatively narrowband TV transmitter. So that's number one, $159, and you've got yourself a transceiver.
Is that Australian or American dollars?
US. Sorry, Australian.
That's better.
Crowd Supply, I don't know where Crowd Supply is, but anyway, you just Google them and you'll get them. And there's lots of stuff on Crowd Supply. So there's also a Line SDR, and the only difference is it's got double the features. I think it's got 2 transmitters and 2 receivers in it, rather than this one just got 1. And you've got SMA connectors, which are very good quality connectors, and the other end's USB, so your PC comes into play as well. So it works with Windows 10, basically. So that's an option for an ATV transmitter, which is a long way from where Mick and I started. We bought SR systems, and they cost us well over $1,000. And that system can only do DVB-S, that's it. Whereas this can do whatever you want, which includes all digital modes you could ever imagine. It's up to your imagination, really. It's one of those things where it's run by subscription. Whilst you pay $159 for the hardware, the software is run by contributions from everyone. So it's one of those open source things. So that's one option. Another option along the same lines is Pluto. And Pluto also has two SMA connectors, and it also is a SDR, and will do all the kinds of modulation that you would like. Let's go to Pluto. So there we've got Pluto. It's not quite the same in terms of its bandwidth. You know, the SDR Mini goes down to 10 megs, but this one 325 to 3.8 gigs, which is pretty good. And you've got bandwidths fairly low for TV purposes, and 20 megs, and it's $200 from DigiKey. So it's an SDR, but as well as that, you log on to it, and then you go through to the analog devices homepage, and it's a complete learning system. In other words, a student could take this unit and start from ground zero and learn all about communications, and I mean right up to university level stuff. So it's an extremely powerful tool, and analog devices don't really flog it as a TV transmitter or a SDR. They flog it as a learning system, and it's absolutely fabulous. But for ATV, again, yeah, we can work that one through. So they're the two units that hopefully I'm going to get going tonight. No problems with the units at all, problems with the software that runs it. And it's a little bit, the stuff that I've got's a little bit clunky. I haven't got the latest version, which is still somewhere between Britain and me, and didn't quite make it for tonight, but never mind. That's the third option that's been around a long time, and it's by far the best option. It's a little bit pricey, as you'll see, but it's a single board. Again, all of these ones work in concert with Windows 10. So some of the number launching is done within the units, and some within Windows 10. So that's the VK3BFG Express, which was an American project between maybe three blokes. Two Americans and one Englishman. The Englishman wrote the software, and the two Americans worked through the hardware. Been around a little while, but they've just released the last 24 boards that are ever going to be made on this one. Fairly pricey, as you'll see. By the time you get divide by about 0.69 or something or other, it works out a bit pricey. But in terms of its quality and everything else, it's a really good option. However, the software that they've developed for the VK3BFG Express can be ported directly across to Pluto, Lime SDR, etc. So if you don't want to buy the VK3BFG Express, you can just download their software and run it in Pluto or run it on SDR Mini. I do have a VK3BFG Express board. I've had one for a long time, just as a matter of interest. I have tried running the software, and in fact, I'm trying to do that tonight. We'll see how it goes. And the last one is your old Raspberry Pi, or your new Raspberry Pi. The British got together and devised a project. They call it,
What sort of Raspberry Pi is it? Is there several different models of the Raspberry Pi?
I think this is a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, a group of guys in Britain got together, and they call it the Portsdown Project. And it's a TV system based around a board and a local oscillator that you buy. You make the board, or you used to be able to buy the board. It's multi-channel and multi-channel switched, but most of it is based around the kinds of frequencies that the English do, and they go down to 2 metres, by the way. Oh, yes, it's just timed out, I think, hopefully.
There's no smoke.
Yeah, it has, yeah. Yeah, they actually transmit TV on 2 metres. They've got an allocation there. Now, when I say TV, it's narrow band. However, using modern encoding, you'd be amazed at what it looks like. They're down to 100 kilohertz of symbol rate, and they have to use HD, H.265 MPEG-4 encoding, and it's really that sort of assists with the quality level, and it's amazing to have a look at it. And that's what they're doing on 2 metres. And I reckon we should be able to do it on 6 metres, because you tune around 6 metres just about any time you like, and there's no one there. Right? And who would know if you stuck a meg or so?
Propagation might have been
Yeah, so I actually did argue to the Wireless Institute when they were talking to the ACMA about what kinds of modes should be allowed on where, and obviously the licensing currently is just so far out of step with modern communication technology. It's like back in the bloody ark. So we should be able to transmit whatever we like in terms of encoding and whatever bandwidth is required, providing we don't interfere with each other. However, time will tell. Okay, you want to receive DVS directly on 23 centimetres rather than perhaps using this repeater that seems to be coming but never comes. Hopefully it will be here, but we're very low priority in Surrey Hills. They're still setting up. We'll get there. Okay, if you want to receive direct, there's a number of options you can do. And like most modern technology receivers, they don't do anything. You can't tune them unless there's a signal present. So if you haven't got a transmitter, or you haven't got someone who can transmit to you, you can't set up your receiver. You can actually put the information into it, but it won't be there until it locks on and gets its first signal. So that's the case with them all. That's an amazing little box. That's it. Complete DVB-S, DVS2 receiver in that. You plug in a little extension and there's a little tiny infrared receiver, and you program it all up. And once you program it all up, you can just throw that away, and it operates on HDMI into one of these things.
What's the sensitivity of it? Like, are they deaf?
Oh, they're very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Phil Gardner has taken one of these and a Raspberry Pi together, and it all runs on 12 volts. And we're hopefully going to have remote ports for RTV. Anywhere where there's an internet connection that can carry it, one of these, and a little Raspberry Pi, and you transmit to this. Obviously this will be set up on 23 centimetres, one of the channels, and we could put a port on the roof here, no trouble at all, if we get some bandwidth here, and wouldn't take that much bandwidth actually. And so the idea might be that I hope one of my American friends might take one of these little packs and put it up on top of the building in Columbus, Ohio, and the guys in the US can transmit, and of course it'll come through to RTV and out. So it'll be IRLP.
So essentially DX over the
Pardon?
internet. So essentially using the internet as the bridge between the repeater here and the repeater.
It's going to take a bit more bandwidth than what phone does, but not all that much actually, more. So that's one option. Oh, I forgot about the Raspberry Pi. I've got it going here, and this is the British system that I talked about, the ports down system, and it's all based around the Pi, and now the Lime SDR and the Pluto, and also the DATV Express, it runs with that as well. And it's got a little touch screen, and you set up all your information on that, and you operate via the touch screen. The Pi, of course, hasn't got enough ergs to drive the Pi, the Pluto and the SDR, so you've got to use a powered USB hub, and I've got one sitting there that does that. So that's quite a neat little device. This is the one that's got the corrupted SD card on it that's still on its way from UK. I don't know why, but the touchscreen doesn't touch anymore, and I bought a brand new one and plugged it in, and it doesn't work. So it's obviously we've got some problems with the software. And the software was upgraded via the internet. And talking to the guys in the UK, they said, "Oh yeah, look, really, we'll send you a new SD card because apparently the upgrades don't exactly work as well as they should." So that's the Raspberry Pi and the device. That will work as an ugly transmitter as it is on 400 megs. Not very good quality, but that's it. Okay, let's liven up my little device here. We'll keep going. This one's another one, I have shown you this one before. It's a kit from the British Amateur TV Club. I didn't bring it tonight because, well, I think you can see I've sort of run out of gear. But it's fabulous, this one. It's a receiver, and that's inside. You basically get the board, and you've got to do a little bit of work to put it all together. The components, and that's it. It's got the tuner in it, and the USB interface. But the trick is in the software, and that's a picture of the software. And you've got every quantity of a DVB-S signal known to man sitting up there. The important ones is that little clock in the middle, which is MER. That's the modulation error rate. If you can get that one sitting nice and high, maybe even higher than 15, you're in business. The other thing that's the indicator of the signal is that little graphic that's got little 4 yellow dots on it. Well, that's the constellation of QPSK.
4 pairs.
And theoretically, you should have 1 dot there, 1 dot there, 1 dot there, and 1 dot there. And if you had that, that was absolutely perfect. Seeing that, you can see there's a little bit of error there, but it's pretty good. So, and then there's all the other stuff. Up on the top left-hand corner there, you can set any symbol rate you like, and any range of frequencies there that you like. And you do that by the ini file before you actually load the software. It'll go down to, it'll go from symbol rates 5 megasignals, 10 megasignals, right down to 100 kilohertz. And that's where the British are using this as the receiving system. Because you just got to press a couple of little buttons and suddenly you get the picture there. So it's the guy that devised the software just blows my mind. Beyond me, it's a French guy. A little bit hard to talk with him because he's sort of talking like this. He speaks English reasonably well, but you don't quite connect, if you know what I mean. But eventually you get through. So that's that's another option, and you know, for the technically minded guy, that's really a fantastic option. You've even got AGC levels of the receiver sitting up there and stuff like that. Come across this one, Mick's now got one. This is really used by the satellite people to set up satellites. Of course, the satellite IF that you set up is exactly across our 23 centimetre band. So this is a DVB-S receiver, and you get a signal strength and quality on it. But the big feature is you've got a little TV set here. So it's an absolutely portable receiving system. All you've got to do is put an aerial on there and switch it on. And, I'll show you it working shortly.
Is it cheap?
I've got it switched on. There we go, sat link, up she comes. And I think I'm ready to go on that frequency. We'll see. We'll just leave that there for the moment. So for a field day, no, I'm not going out this weekend though, it's too bloody cold. A field day, absolutely perfect. You know, it's just got yourself a portable receiver. And as well as that, because it's a satellite system, you've got DC volts there to drive a preamp direct. So you've got the light. You want sensitivity. I was up Mount Dandenong just a few weeks ago doing a little test with Mick down here. This is Mick 3CH by the way, visitor. Mick let me his 24 gig transmitter, and I went up to the Sky High, and he was down. Where were you, Mick? You were down in Doncaster somewhere, yeah. And we had a one-way QSO, but Mick transmitted back to me, and I was receiving him on this little device just with that. So I started with a preamp, and I thought, gee, that signal, it was just pinning everything. So I took the preamp off and just put the whip on, and there you were, still there, Mick. So you were pretty good.
I was running 60 milliwatts.
Pardon?
In the end, I dropped it down to 60 milliwatts. And
how many?
60 milliwatts. You said
60
you still have
it went down to 60 milliwatts, so that was pretty good.
And that's the 19K, 19.4K. That wasn't too bad, but line of sight.
Fantastic. Now, having a lot of money, and I don't tell my wife this,
Got to be some graft and corruption here.
this device, which is the next up from this one. This is a bit more technical, in as much as it's much the same thing, but it's got no TV screen, but it's got a calibrated output. It gives you a reading in dBm or dB microvolts. So I'll just also gives you a quality percentage. I'll just go across here. Up there. Okay. You probably can't. I'll leave that and have a look at it. The level there, at the moment it's reading minus 90 dBm, which is the bottom's law. And it gives you a signal noise ratio in decibels as well. Or you can set it up in dB microvolts if you like. And then you've got all of the parameters that you've set up for the receive system sitting here. And then you've got a bar that's signal strength here and also quality here. So that's an instrument that I like because I can watch signals and tell you how good you are. So that was that one. They were about $80, I think, each, which is. I probably don't like the second one, but the first one was pretty irresistible. I mean, Mick bought one.
Yeah, that one was, to me was $83 posted.
Right.
Australian.
What's the latest? Well, I've talked about 2 metres in the UK, etc., and the narrow bandwidth stuff. I did mention some time ago when I chatted that Qatar was launching. Well, they have launched the satellite. It's operational and people are using it. But the window misses us quite significantly. But it covers India. It covers most of Europe. I think the UK, and of course Qatar's right in the middle of it. But there it is. Yeah. So there is a DVB-S satellite up right now. The International Space Station had an SR system, similar to what Nick and I had, and it failed.
We got one down below.
It did work for a while,
We got an SR system down below.
but it failed. So that's it. What I think I'll do now is hopefully just show you Lime SDR and Pluto. Now, the software is clunky, but we'll see how it goes. There we go.
What's the software actually running on?
Windows.
On that little thing?
Yeah, it's running on the Piper. That's another problem. I've got a little tiny 12-watt portable PC here, which is not the greatest of grunt. You do need a PC with a bit of grunt. Okay, I just wanted to get the spectrum up. That looks quite good.
Where's the video coming from, the camera?
Let me just get something running here. Let's see what it looks like. There are some video on aeroplanes, that might work. Let's switch him off. A little bit of a rubber ducky. Oh, there we go. No luck. Yep, it's running. And we are running. That's back when my daughter was doing the signal report. We were doing the videos. Now, admittedly, that's on a little small screen, but that's running with a symbol rate of 1 megasymbol, which is a fifth of what we used to run for RTV, and it's still working, and it's working well. On a big screen, looks terrific. So there's your SDR Mini, just running, and I'm running on a crappy little 12-volt Piper.
So is that transmitting to that?
If you had a really good PC, you know, perhaps a more modern one, it'd run even better.
What's the quality of the picture?
There's a queue here that it's relating to how the software is piling up inside the PC. If that queue gets too high, then it will cut out. You've also got a level control here. You can just put your cursor on that and you can run it up and down, so you've got a level control, which is really good for setting up transmitters. It makes it very easy to sort of drop your power or experiment.
I was going to count sort of like 10 seconds in my head or something like that.
So there we are, guys. Pluto would be exactly the same, no different in terms of that. Just two different options.
What's the output level of the Pluto and the other one?
They're quite good. They're 0 dBm and 10 milliwatts or so. So yeah, quite
That's
usable.
at final frequency.
Not sure how far we can go. Let's have a go.
And the transmitter's over there.
I think she's frozen. The key is if you've got the lock light on, it is working. I think she's just waiting for me to say what's next. So she just went. So there we are, guys. Any questions? Yep.
Apart from these things you've shown us here, I presume there's no consumer equipment that has RF output, you know, like the old VCR used to have.
No.
So these are the only possibilities, really. Yeah.
But these are relatively cheap options,
Yeah.
you know, compared to, say, how long
system.
ago was it? Whenever we bought the stuff in from Germany, we paid about $1,200 or $1,300,
Yeah.
and all we got was 2 boards.
Yeah.
Very good, board.
Oh, we're up to S4. This is really good.
So what would you need to add to that to be able to get into the...
You pay?
What would you have to add? What sort of amplifier would you have to add to get into the...
There's a mini kit amp, a PHA1, which is an IC which has a very high third order intercept, which is exactly what you want for digital. That'll get you up to maybe 20 milliwatts or so, and then just a Mitsubishi brick, which you can get from mini kits as well. That'll get you up to maybe 5 watts. If you want more than that, you can go for the modern FETs, and that'll get you maybe 50 watts.
What would you need to go from here to the repeater once it's on?
From here, this, into the little yagi you got up there, that would be it. Oh yeah.
Hello and welcome.
Perhaps maybe the PHA1 amp, 10 milliwatts.
No, my bad, can you hold it up?
I'll just take the audio off. There we go. We'll leave the rest running.
So if you're going from downtown and on, so to the repeater, what sort of...
I used to, from my place in Wanturna South, I could go down to about 20 milliwatts.
20 milliwatts?
Yeah. But anyone that lives in this area here, when Surrey Hills comes online, oh wow.
We're 3.6k here from the repeater.
Well, all you need is a Pluto or an SDR Mini and you plug it into your PC and you've got to work through this fairly clunky bit of software that's there, but they are working on it. And part of the clunkiness is the fact that I've only got a Part O with minimum memory and it's that one's about 10 years old, so it's lucky it's running Windows 10. Yeah.
Sorry for a simple question. Is it horizontal or vertically polarised antenna?
Which one? Where? Here?
RTV.
What are you going to need for RTV?
RTV is vertical down, horizontal up. And John, I have a 4-element Yagi, 3/4 built for here. It's only about that long. And that'll be absolutely ample.
3.6k.
Okay, we'll have a cup of coffee. You're welcome to come up and have a look at the boxes. I don't know.
Thank you very much for that, Peter.
Just short and sweet. Huh?
I think Martin will be talking to you about some articles, a few good articles.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, has anybody got any other questions for Peter or myself?
Someone asked you, can you get HDMI output on that little monitor receiver thing there? Or is it only run to its own screen?
Oh, that's another thing. It's line video and audio, but you can get it out and in as well. In other words, if you plug your camera into there, it just acts as a little monitor.
Okay.
Or if you plug in the other hole, you get that video stream out that you can put to a bigger monitor if you want to.
Okay, so what video output is that?
It's analog, isn't it?
Is it HDMI?
No, just line video and audio.
Oh, it's
analog.
composite video.
Yeah, composite.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much, and thank you for turning up, and there's still bickies left.
Yeah.
Peter?
It's done me nice. You're welcome to come up and have a look at it.
Doing much.
You can do an ATV on 440.
You're killing me. Oh, 73% quality.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, we had it on, it didn't make any difference. It didn't improve the signal at all. And we took that off and it still worked.
Don't forget you got a 20 dB cross polarisation.
We have, yes. We're
Running horizontal.
horizontal. I couldn't resist buying that one.
Oh, that was. So if you put the antenna on the end of the horizontal, it should go up. Oh, okay. Well, that's done through the repeater, so we don't have to worry about that part. We just have to be able to transmit up to the repeater.
It's called a DigiTV. Yeah, Google it.
Do you want to get in a bit closer?
You got it.
Stop moving around, he's trying to photograph.
It's a moving picture.
He was doing all right when you've been over and over and around.
The Pluto is fantastic for learning. It starts at just basic comms and ends up with...
So that's transmitting on 23, isn't it? It's listening.
That's receiving.
On 23 centimetres?
23 centimetres, yep. Yep.
That one goes better.
You like to affect the horizontal
Well, that's the way it is.
Them's the brakes.
Excuse me. Needs to be.
Has your daughter got a licence?
No.
She's a talking head though.
But if you call up the signal report on RTV, that's what you get.
Oh. That's funny.
You're standing in the way.
What way?
No, I think we've just timed out here.
Oh, there's no video.
Did you make that device or is that?
No, this is a commercial.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
It's called a
working,
pipe pass.
It's a Windows device.
Yeah, it's a PC.
So you buy it from Microsoft.
No, you buy it on the internet.
On the internet?
Yes. You mean this device here? Yeah, it's a PC. Computer. Just not a computer.
Just, yep.